Hey up, guys! So today's movie up for discussion is one that has divided critics and audiences. It's the adaptation of the popular Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen, which itself was based off the book by Stephen Levinson, and Levinson has also wrote the screenplay for the movie. The music and lyrics are by La La Land and The Greatest Showman duo Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, and the film is directed by Perks of Being a Wallflower director Stephen Chbosky. The film stars an admittedly much too old for the role Ben Platt as the titular Evan Hansen. He plays a high school senior, who is riddled with crippling social anxiety, and he goes on this journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance after he's accidentally tied in with the suicide of a fellow classmate of his called Connor Murphy, who's played by Colton Ryan. There's been a lot of discourse surrounding this film on film Twitter, mostly because of the heavy topics that the story addresses, such as mental health and teen suicide. Obviously, these subjects are sensitive issues to some people, and it's understandable why not everyone would find a film like this peaches and cream. So because of all the negativity surrounding this film, I kind of went into it with low expectations. I was expecting to be disappointed with it. But what did I think of it? I thought Dear Evan Hansen was fine. I didn't think it was a train wreck, but I didn't think it was anything particularly special. Really, this film is a painfully adequate movie musical adaptation, which I don't think fully captured the magic of what made the Broadway musicals so beloved. Sometimes a stage musical doesn't smoothly translate into the medium of film. 2021 has proved this. With Everybody's Talking About Jamie, I was neither overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I was just the right amount of whelmed, and the same can be said about Dear Evan Hansen. Although I will admit, I haven't seen the stage musical of Dear Evan Hansen, so I had nothing to compare it to like I did with Jamie, so I just judged this as a movie. But before we go any further, if you guys want to help support my channel, please do hit the little thumbs up button, or you can leave me a comment in the comment section down below about what you thought of Dear Evan Hansen. And also, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Really does help for my channel to grow. Okay, so first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is Ben Platt in the role of Evan Hansen. Yes, he is far too old to convincingly play a teenager. The makeup and visual effects that have been used to de-age him only goes so far in this film, and when he's in scenes with much younger co-stars like Kaitlyn or Amandla Stenberg, it really does amplify the issue when he's standing next to these very young actresses. So yes, you are aware of the issue, but if you can access your suspension of disbelief for 2 hours and 15 minutes and ignore his age like I did, then you can appreciate Ben Platt's performance. I think Ben Platt has a gorgeous singing voice, and he did a really good job of delivering the emotionality behind the lyrics. He pours a lot of pain into this character, and I really did feel for him as Evan Hansen. And also, I have to give him props, because whenever you're playing a character who's got mental health issues, it's always a bit of a tricky thing to navigate, because you don't want to offend people that actually struggle with depression or anxiety or anything like that. But I think he does a really good job of conveying it without ever going too far with it. So yes, even though he does stick out like a sore thumb in a high school setting, I can appreciate Ben Platt's performance, even if he is a bit too old for the role. And there's no shortage of great performances in this movie. Kaitlyn brings it as Zoe. She's the sister of Connor, the student who killed himself, and she's grappling with how to process her own grief over the loss of her brother, because she didn't really like him. She didn't think he was a good person. She kind of feels numb about how she's processing that loss of her brother, and it's just a staggeringly good performance from Kaitlyn. Amy Adams as well, who plays Mrs. Murphy, Connor's mum. I'm always amazed by how much weight Amy Adams can bring to whatever role that she's playing. She can do a lot with not a whole lot of material, but I thought she was great in this film. Same as Julianne Moore, who plays Evan's mum. So yeah, you got Amy Adams and Julianne Moore, two of Hollywood's powerhouse redheads. And I will say that the music really did touch me. The song You Will Be Found got me all up in my feelings, and I will confess I did weep a little. if a movie can make me cry, then it is doing something right. So yeah, the music I thought was emotionally effective. So yeah, those are my positives, but what didn't I like about this film? Well, quite frankly, some of Chbosky's direction during the musical numbers was quite dull. Like, 2 songs take place around a dining room table, another takes place around a kitchen island, and another takes place on the sofa. So they're all quite static. And I get it, these aren't joyful, uplifting, dancey musical numbers. They're all quite sad songs, so they don't need a whole lot of like razzle-dazzle or flair. But after a while, you just kind of get a little bit bored of watching the same 2 shots for every musical number. It gets a little bit stale. But the main issue that I think this film struggles with is that so much of the film feels at odds with itself. I can understand why some people are bothered by this film, because a few of the songs are telling the audience to feel good, happy, or positive, when in actuality, the message and lyrics of the song are kinda creepy. There's one scene where Evan is serenading Zoe with a list of things that he likes about her, but he's lying to her by saying, these are the things that your brother thought about you. So it's wrong on so many levels. And it's also clearly intended to be a romantic scene. But I'm like, no, this is not okay. This does not excuse the lying. This is deceitful, creepy, and icky. You are capitalizing on the suicide of this girl's brother so you can get close to her, and the tone of the scene is telling us that this is meant to be romantic. I felt a lot of conflicting emotions while I was listening to these songs. There was one very sexually charged moment towards the end of the song where the 2 characters are like leaning in for a kiss, and I was just saying to myself, oh god, please don't kiss, please don't kiss, please don't kiss. So I was actively rooting for the exact opposite of what the scene was intending. And that's a bad thing. Also, a lot of the characters are kinda difficult to like because they often make bad choices. I mean, the whole plot is based on a lie from Evan, but it's not just him. Plenty of other characters' behavior rubbed me the wrong way. Nick Donati's Jared is kind of a jerk. He won't sign Evan's cast for nonsensical reasons, but he will help him forge fake emails from a dead classmate in exchange for money. So yeah, he's selfish and extortionate. Amandla Stenberg's Alana makes a doozy of a decision, which you can tell is coming from a place of good intentions, but is a complete dick move. Even Mrs. Murphy is a bit tiresome in places. She emotionally manipulates Evan, a kid with social anxiety, to give a speech on her dead son in front of hundreds of people in the school auditorium, even though he clearly doesn't want to. That is just a terrible thing to do, but Amy Adams is that good of an actress that she completely sold me on it. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? Yes, there was enough about it that I liked to give this another go someday. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yes, I do. While this film has divided critics and audiences, think of it as 2021's Bohemian Rhapsody, there's plenty of great performances in it, and the music was quite emotionally effective. However, if you're someone that's easily triggered by sensitive subjects like teen suicide, or mental health, then you might want to avoid this one. But I do think there is enough enjoyable attributes for me to recommend it to others. And third question, what score do I give it out of 10? I found Dear Evan Hansen to be a bit of a mixed bag. It's a film that my head and my heart don't agree on. My heart says that I loved the performances and the music, but my head objects to the conflicting intentionality of the songs. I also found a lot of the characters' choices quite reprehensible, and the fact that they didn't suffer any consequences for those terrible choices just irked me a little bit. But the question I really have to ask myself is, did I enjoy it? And honestly, I did. I was entertained watching this film. So for all of its issues, I'm gonna give Dear Evan Hansen a score of 6 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. Let me know what you thought of Dear Evan Hansen in that comment section down below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on any of my social media, all those links in that video description down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.